The 2026 World Cup is spiritual and I can prove it. The World Cup hasn't even started yet, but just thinking about it has made me realize something strange. It might be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, spiritual events on earth.
Man, what do you mean? Spiritual? This guy must be high.
I know how that sounds, because when we think about the World Cup, we think about money, politics, ego, corruption, and many other things behind the scenes that aren't pretty at all. I know that. So I'm not here to romanticize the event. I'm not saying that everything related to the World Cup is pure, perfect, or sacred. There's a lot of money behind it, a lot of ego of the players and of the people, a lot of people using football for things that have nothing to do with football. And football can also bring ugly things out of people: fights, hate, arrogance, all that crap. So I want to make this very, very clear. I'm not closing my eyes to the shadow of it. I know it exists. But even with all that, I can't ignore what this event provides to us. Think about it. Almost the entire planet is focused on the same thing. Nations, languages, cultures, different stories, all gathered around one thing. And for me, that's not a small thing, because most of the time the world is divided. We live separated by borders, politics, religion, money. Each country has its own wants, its own pride, its own way of seeing life. But the World Cup arrives and something different happens. The nations don't disappear, nor the differences, but for a moment they are in the same place. They bring their colors, their flags, their songs, their dances, their way of celebrating life. Each one brings something unique. And that's what I find spiritual. Each one remains different, and yet somehow they come together around the same experience. That's rare. Of course, there is still competition. One team wins, another loses. People cry, shout, get angry, celebrate, suffer. Sometimes people exaggerate it. Sometimes the ego becomes bigger than the game. I am the better, my team is the better, my nation is the better. I know that, but maybe that is exactly why the World Cup catches my attention. Because it does not show only the pretty side of humanity. It shows the mess too. People loving, people fighting. People crying, people celebrating, people acting like children because of a game, a simple game. And honestly, that's spiritual as fuck to me. Because it is real, man. It is human beings being human beings with all the beauty and all the craziness in the same place. Because real life is also like that. Nothing here is completely clear. Nothing here is completely pure. Even beautiful things carry contradictions. The World Cup is spiritual not because it's perfect. It is spiritual because even with all imperfections, it manages to unite the people of the earth. Simply a ball in the middle of a field and the world watching. So simple and so transcendental. That is spiritual to me, because spirituality isn't just silence. It's not only meditation. Sometimes spirituality is recognizing life flowing through the most different people that exist. Sometimes it's observing another culture and feeling curiosity instead of fear. Sometimes it's about listening to a song you don't understand, but still feeling the emotion behind it. The feeling. For example, I was born here in Brazil, I speak Portuguese. And one day I started listening to reggaeton, Bad Bunny, music in Spanish. And I did not understand every word, especially in the beginning. But it don't matter that much for me because the feeling arrived before the translation. You know, the rhythm, the energy, the vibe, the way the music moves your body, the way you feel. Sometimes you understand something without understanding every single word. And that's beautiful, that's spiritual. And I think football does that too to people. The proof that the World Cup is spiritual isn't in FIFA or another thing like that. It's not the sponsors. The proof is in the people, always in the people. It is in the fact that so many cultures can come together in a single event and show the world their colors. It is in the songs, in the flags, the faces, the emotions, in the different ways each nation expresses its soul. And personally, I think every human being wants this, even if they do not say it out loud. When we want to belong somewhere, we want to feel that our life is not just a random little thing happening alone in a corner of the world. We want to celebrate with others. We want to suffer with others. We want to feel that our small history is touching a bigger history, even if it is only for 90 minutes. That's why I think people cry over football. And maybe that's why I'm seeing the symbolism of the World Cup. The strange beauty of many nations united around the one single thing. Again, this does not eliminate the problems. It doesn't eliminate the money, the corruption, the ego, the ugly parts of it. But spirituality does mean pretending the shadow does not exist. It is seeing the whole thing without lying to yourself. The beauty and the shadow, the light and the contradiction, all of it belongs to the same human mirror, light and darkness. And the World Cup carries all of that. If this video make you see football in different way, watch the next one, where I talk about death. I genuinely believe you like it. I am Haria, and remember, the truth lives within you.